morning and welcome to the Morning Breeze, your most authoritative morning current affairs show. We're more than excited and delighted to have you right here as we get through the week's major stories in a journalistic perspective. I am excited about this particular panel and we'll be dissecting some of those issues. One which is at the core of humanity, one which is at the core of respect for human rights, but also on the other side, many looking at it as desperation and also modern day slavery. I mean, every other negative word can be able to describe the Dubai sex crisis, that Porter Party kind of conversation that did come through, an expose that was done by the BBC investigative team. Of course, this did catch the attention of the Parliament of Uganda, calling on, a lot of work that needs to be done, call the persons who were mentioned or brought in this particular video to book, but also be able to just, and then I was asking myself, what is our embassy doing? What are our embassies doing right there? Or just how far can they be able to trace? Because the Deputy Speaker of Parliament said they needed to track down and see whether these girls actually go through registered, labor externalization companies. And if so, are there any penalties that would come through? Did things go wrong along the way where they promised different and they were given different things? All that is a conversation that we'll be delving deeper into, but it's absurd that some of our sisters go hoping that they will be able to get a job and they end up being sex toys at the end of the day. Very, very absurd. But we'll be delving into that conversation. And then also we will be talking about the political season. What is going ahead by end of this week? I think the National Unity Platform should as well, or earlier next week, National Unity Platform will be ending off with its vetting process of its Member of Parliament flag bearers. The Electoral Commission is now receiving signatures of the different presidential aspirants and verifying them. The NRM did deliver that. About four or 40 or whichever number it is. Remember, we had about 200 of those who picked aspiration forms. A few of them have returned with signatures, although they are decrying, we do not have the monies that we are going to be able to use to pay for the nomination fees. But the Electoral Commission has also already delivered the commissioners' vehicles, the new Prados, together with the security detail vehicles for the presidential candidates, who will definitely be able to go through. This has also different political parties continue getting their flag bearers. What does that look like ahead of the elections come 2026, which is just a few months away from us? That and much more are the stories that we'll be paying attention to. A good morning to you once again. Get us on social media at NBS TV on X, NBS Television on Facebook, and Next Media Services on YouTube. But you can also download the Afro mobile app. The future is right in the palm of your hands. Allow me to introduce to you my distinguished panel, and I've always said, except if there is danger, but it will always be ladies first. Sheila Kawamara, who is right next to me here, and of course she's been here for a bit. She has all the formers. Former journalist, not really. Once a journalist, always one, but former legislator and of course now a media trainer, because you do a lot of inspiration and an entrepreneur in her own right. Good morning to you, Sheila.
Good morning, Mildred. Good morning to our dear viewers, and good morning, fellow panelists. I'm so happy, as usual, to be here. A
pleasure being here with you as well. We do have Alex Atede. He is now also in the field of training more and more journalists who need to be coming through. And probably when the likes of Sheila have gone out of active journalism, Raymond literally somehow, somewhere, but still they are also training and inspiring the next generation of investigative journalists. Alex, say hello to us.
Yes, good morning, Mildred. Good morning, fellow panelists, and all our viewers out there. A very good morning.
Good morning to you. And Raymond Mujuni, who is the Deputy Executive Director, right? I got that right, of the African Institute for Investigative Journalism. He is definitely an experienced one, and he does once in a while as well. He makes sure that they're trained. We get to train more journalists who will be able to take up the mantle. Raymond, you've been in hibernation. Do we say hibernation or something like that? He's just been scooped
we have
out
a contract
of
here.
the
I
hiding.
appear on this show once every quarter. The quarter has started and I am here.
Good morning to you, Raymond.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Yes.
A pleasure. We'll also be having Mr. Richard Baguma, who will be joining us at a later stage. Now, we may not need to get you back to that story, the BBC story, but we know that there are numbers, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Ugandan citizens who go to the Gulf, the United Arab Emirates, promised jobs, of course, because they're looking for better ends, most of them being graduates, but because our job market cannot be able to provide them opportunities, they got to look out for something to do, earn a living, and probably be able to change their lives. But unfortunately, some of them are promised the left and they're given the right, or promised the right and given the left at the end of the day. And that BBC expose on sexual exploitation in Dubai, the Porter Party conversation is something that has been on for a while, but this caught the attention of the Parliament of Uganda immediately after it was aired by the BBC right here on NBS television as well. What next then? What more can Parliament do apart from just calling on, people to be punished and these labor externalization companies? But first of all, maybe Sheila, I'll start with you because yes, definitely you're a woman. Looking at these girls, looking at that story, what came to your mind? Who is sleeping on the job? What exactly went wrong?
Well, I think that's a very tricky one. Thank you so much, Mildred. First of all, the story is so pathetic. It is so sad. And this is not the first time we've heard about exploitation of the young women, but I'm also sure young men, because sometimes we may think it's only one side, but you find that even the men are exploited, but sometimes men or the way our boys are brought up, they're supposed not to speak about certain things. So I think to me it is generally exploitation of our people. And in this case, you see, when you become a leader, you're supposed to protect and defend us and our property. It doesn't matter where I am, because every leader, whether the President of the Republic of Uganda, the members of parliament, all leaders, when they take an oath of a public office, they are supposed to be defending our lives. Wherever I am, whether I'm in Dubai, whether I'm in the United States. That's why when anything happens to a United States citizen or a British citizen, they quickly issue, even when they hear that, oh, there is somebody has been killed, not their citizen, but in a national park in Uganda or so, wherever, they quickly issued advisory notices. But I think we've talked over and over again about the people, these are Ugandans who go out genuinely to seek for employment. And so as a country, we are supposed to follow them. What kind of employment are they being given? I know some people have said, oh, these are desperate Ugandans. They are desperate, so they can do anything when they get there. No, it's not like that. So as a government, they are supposed to be accorded ample security, even trying to find out. I remember when I was doing my master's way back, the ambassador was in the Netherlands, but the ambassador used to fly from Brussels, where he was based, to come and interact with us to find out what's happening. Are you okay? When you came in, was this done? Our officers are supposed to do this. So they would give us briefings. In case of anything, we are the embassy in Brussels, so you can always reach us. So I really wonder, is this travel advisory or work-related advisory? Because these are Ugandans earning money, which we are enjoying on their behalf, because I know they send in remittances. I'm sure those remittances are taxed. So they're supposed to be accorded all the necessary protection.
Yeah.